Coming up on JetLife, Keelan Cole takes the mic for another round of Keelan's questions. I talked to Justin Hardy on the 40-yard stroll, and we go back to the past with Vinny Testaverde and Wayne Chrebet. That and much more coming right up.
And we welcome you to a new season of New York Jets football. Fires one up the seam, and he's got a connection. At the goal line, the push into the end zone. Yes, that's a Jet touchdown.
Jets fans, welcome back inside the BetMGM studio for another edition of Jet Life. And you know what? It must be a day that ends in a Y. Why? Because we have another great show for you. So let's kick things off with part-time co-host and full-time wide receiver, Keelan Cole.
Keelan's questions. Yeah. Hey, Keelan.
Which player are you taking to your tag team partner in wrestling? Actually, I don't need
You know who's got dog mentality?
No, I said who's gonna win. Who's gonna win the tag team?
Elijah Vera Tucker.
Oh, okay, I'm with that. It depends on what he's listening to beforehand, though. Hey, if you was driving 88 miles per hour, how long would it take to go 88 miles?
If I were driving 88 miles
Per hour, too fast.
per hour, how long would it take me to go 88 miles?
About an hour 10.
Let's go hour 10. Final answer?
Hour 15.
So I'm gonna go with god dang on about a 88 miles an hour. I'm going to about an hour.
Yep, it's about an hour, dog. It's about an hour. Who wouldn't you let date your sister on the team? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We got a thinker here.
Lamar Jackson.
Lemire? It's the braids,
Yeah,
huh?
I
It's
can't
the
really
baby-ass
think
braids.
of
You
nobody
can't trust
else,
somebody
you feel
with
me?
them braids like that. He got blonde
Yeah,
braids
chill.
like that. Great guy.
Great guy.
Great guy.
Hard worker.
It's the
disciplined,
tattoos, too.
All that, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's the tattoos. Who would you let date your sister?
Who would I? I don't have a sister.
That's why it's a good question.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm going to say Mike White.
What?
I'm going to say Mike White.
Are you serious?
Oh,
Is that what you want to do? Let date your sister if it was a person. Which teammate are you taking on a tag team match in wrestling? Foley?
Foley. I'd probably say George Fant.
Foley. Everybody said Foley.
No, I'll take Shep.
Shep? Oh,
yeah.
If you was in a wrestling match, who you taking as a partner?
Nobody. I'm taking myself. I don't need no help.
So you in the ring with Kane and Undertaker.
Yeah, I don't need no
and
help.
you just gonna tag team yourself.
Yeah.
All right, Royal Rumble.
I don't need
And
no
it's
help.
just all right.
I don't need no help.
You heard it here. He don't need no help. And we out.
All right, Justin Hardy is an animal on special teams. We know that. He's also a big pizza guy, and you'll see what I mean on this 40-yard stroll. We got Justin Hardy on the stroll, big time. Justin Hardy's a good dude. Got a little juice. I just want to show this background real quick. Before all the trees start changing colors and the leaves start falling off, got to take advantage of it. So, Justin Hardy, think you like it. All right, another 40-yard stroll. Ethan Greenberg, Justin Hardy, presented by the New Jersey Lottery. Justin, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right, let's start with this. You're Papa John's owner, right?
Papa John's, baby.
Take me through that.
To make a long story short, was hosting community events for the kids, and the guy who was delivering the pizzas pretty much told me like, hey, do you like Papa John's? If so, we can create you a special.
And what was the special? I gotta cut you off.
A large 2-topping pizza, bread stick, and soda. You know,
That's the Hardy special.
So $2 to every special went to my foundation.
All right, so you like pizza?
I love pizza.
All right, how do you like New York pizza?
I like New York pizza.
All right, what is your ideal pizza pie?
Just pepperoni, man.
So pineapple doesn't belong on pizza.
Nah, I'm cool.
Thank
I'm
you,
cool, I'm
thank
cool.
you. Justin knows what he's talking about. So is it true you have 3 college degrees?
3 college degrees.
All right, what are the 3?
My bachelor is in communications. I have a master's in sports management, and then I have a master's in education.
You know, if you got a bachelor's in communications, we might need to. You might have to take over. Tell me the moment you knew you were good at special teams.
Well, I knew that was going to be my way into the league, but it was my rookie year, and we were playing against the Chicago Bears, and Tariq Cohen caught the punt and tried to hit a spin on me. And that was my first time beating 2 guys at once, smacked me. And I just told myself, like, man, like, I really do belong in this league.
All right, last question here before I got a little bonus for you. Is there anything you want to do post-football that comes to mind?
I really do want to be a businessman.
I love that. All right, let's wrap up with this. Shout out to Quick Draw, the epic
Shout out
win.
Quick Draw.
I need you to tell me about an epic win that happened before for the NFL?
An epic win for me, where I come from. An epic win is me going to college for free. I feel like it's an epic win.
I feel like that's an epic win.
That's an epic win.
That's an epic win right there. And that is the 40-yard stroll presented by the New Jersey Lottery with Justin Hardy. Thanks a lot, man.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Testaverde, quick drop, looking left, throwing into the end zone, touchdown!
Hi, I'm Vinny Testaverde, and I want to welcome everyone to In the Pocket, presented by Jack Pocket. And my next guest is not only my good friend, but one of my favorite targets that I threw to, Wayne Corbett. Wayne, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Vinny.
So, first of all, how's the family? How's everybody doing?
Family's good. Like I said, Cage finishing his senior year in football. The little guy's playing soccer, and Lukey's at Georgetown, so pretty busy with the kids and, doing some work with you guys and the Jets.
I do have a question about Cade. I saw a picture, a side-by-side picture of you back in the playing days with the Jets and him playing, I'm assuming that's high school. I want to know your opinion. Who has the better flex, you or your son?
I don't know. He's still growing up. I might still have it. I had it what I looked like 15 years ago, but he has it now, so I don't look like that.
Yeah, well, if he keeps going, he'll be sporting the green and white just like his dad did, hopefully. So do you have a favorite route that you ran, that you like to run?
Yeah, it was the option route, like a 6-yard route. I had a choice to go inside, outside, or stay there. And, it's the kind of thing I tell people, in these seam routes we ran, we would look at the coverage, and I look at you, you look at me, and I'm like, do you see what I see? Like, you could tell a play was going to work, but people kind of didn't understand the connection we had. Like, you knew what I was going to do before I even did it, so you were ready to throw it. I didn't have that connection with really anybody else.
We connected a lot of times. I want you to talk about the Monday Night Miracle game. You had such a great impact and made so many plays in that game. What do you remember best or most about that game?
Just how we went from having the worst half, couldn't do anything right, to couldn't do anything wrong going into the fourth quarter. But that is one of my favorite games. I know we connected on 2 touchdowns, and actually we tied it up with your throw to me. But I do remember the fans, how crazy it was. People were leaving, and then as we started coming back, it seemed like people were coming back in, but only on the lower bowl. And I tell you, it was loud with that amount, about half the fans than it's been any other time. I mean, they wanted to see a win that night, and we, provided that for them, and definitely one of the, highlights of my career.
I just want to thank you for coming on the show today. Appreciate you being In the Pocket, presented by Jack Pocket.
Welcome back to JetLife inside the BetMGM studio. And I know it kind of seems like a long time ago, but there was a game Thursday night, and there were plenty of top moments to go around. So with that, let's kick off our top moment of the week, starting at number 3 with Ty Johnson, who finds his way to the end zone. Little determination, a little bit of everything on this play. And Ty Johnson actually has 2 receiving touchdowns in as many games. Coming in at number 2, not 1, but 2 touchdowns for Elijah Moore. The first touchdown reception of his career right here in the corner of the end zone from Mike White. And then Elijah Moore just doing Elijah Moore things, finding the end zone. He's really come on as of late. Career high in receptions and receiving yards so far in his young career. And then number 1, how about this next man up mentality from Josh Johnson? Comes in on Thursday Night Football in front of everybody to see, and only throws for 3 touchdowns. A casual night at the office for Mr. Johnson, and that is your top moment of the week. All right, it wouldn't be a JetLife episode without some trivia. So with that, which Jets player scored the game-winning touchdown in overtime against the Bills in 2002 to beat Buffalo 37-31? We'll have the answer when we come back. Welcome back to JetLife here in the BetMGM studio. You got to think fast, because here's this week's trivia question. Which Jets player scored the game-winning touchdown in 2002 in overtime against the Bills to beat them 37-31? The answer, Chad Morton, 96-yard kickoff return. The crazy thing here is that was his second kickoff return for a touchdown of the day. He had one earlier in the game. That one was for 98 yards.
Morton to the 5, into the end zone, touchdown! The Jets have won the game in overtime. What an opening win for the Jets.
Rookie Michael Carter II has been great for the Jets so far this season, and his story started when he was just 9 years old. It began on the practice field with a single hit, and it was followed by a whole lot of perseverance. And let's take a look back on this week's One Jets Drive Wheels Up, presented by JetBlue.
Hey, man.
What up, Dave?
How was your day today?
It was pretty good. Today was, we was in pads today, just going over like third down and stuff like that. So that was really what today
How's
was.
your body?
It feels straight. Body feels good. I found my little routine, so yeah, I try to do that every day. Come in early in the morning, take care of my body, staying late, doing the same thing. So just making sure I'm playing at my best level.
Well, man, y'all gotta, I don't know how the mood is up there going into this weekend, but I mean, your mentality has got to be the same when you first started growing up. The don't quit mentality, and actually, I tell people all the time, your story was really about perseverance.
Perseverance, a central theme in Michael Carter II's career path.
Darnold fires, and it is complete. No, incomplete. Good coverage by the rookie Michael Carter II.
A fifth-round pick in the 2021 draft, MC2 has risen to the top in a youthful defense.
Robert Saleh told us last night he thinks Michael Carter II will be special in that Jets secondary.
8 weeks into his rookie season, he's been one of the league's best rookie cornerbacks.
And he loses the ball at about the 11-yard line. There's a scramble for it, and the Jets may have it. They do.
Making an impact early is nothing new for Carter. He was a starter on defense by the end of his freshman season at Duke. By his senior year, he was a team captain.
This one intercepted down the sideline. Michael Carter.
But his football journey was never easy. In fact, it almost ended before it began.
I first started playing football when I was 9, and my first few experiences with the sport weren't the best experiences. The first practice, we went out there, full pad practice. It was probably like 2008. So, Oklahoma, all those, hitting drills are very much legal. And so, first hitting drill, I go up, I'm tackling, boom. I ended up making the tackle, but nobody taught me how to tackle. So I'm really just going in there trying to bring the dude down all high and stuff like that. He puts his helmet right in my chest, knocks the wind out of me. I start crying. Take all my stuff off my helmet, my pads. Thankfully, my dad brought me to practice that day, and so I definitely can give credit to him while I'm still playing the sport today, because I went over to the side, had all my stuff off, thinking, all right, I'm done. And my dad looked at me, I stopped crying and all that stuff, and he looked at me and he was like, "You feel better? Like, you feel good? Like, you ready?" And then I was like, "Yeah, I feel all right." And then he was like, "All right, put your stuff back on, go back out there." And I learned like a valuable lesson, never quit. And he told me that, after this season, if you don't want to play football anymore, we can just play baseball. But you're going to finish out the season, because we don't quit. That's not something we do. And, I guess the rest is history at that point.
From one rookie to another, let's talk about Elijah Moore. He stepped up again last game, walking away with a career-high 7 catches, 84 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Senior reporter Eric Allen takes a closer look at the rookie's performance in this week's Next Gen Stats.
2 weeks ago, we told you it was only a matter of time before Elijah Moore recorded his first touchdown in the National Football League receiving. After getting it in on the ground versus the Patriots, Moore registered a career-high 6 catches for 67 yards in a win over the Bengals. And then in front of the nation last Thursday, Moore one-upped himself with 7 catches for 84 yards in his first 2 professional receiving touchdowns.
Josh Johnson throws on the run. Moore makes the catch at the 5, right side of the end zone. He's in for a Jet touchdown.
Moore was a busy man against the Colts, running for nearly 346 yards and sprinting 670 yards, covering almost 1,117 yards in all. Moore reached a max speed of 19.27 miles per hour and averaged 9.22 miles per hour in Indy. Most of Moore's damage came up after lining up wide, accounting for 5 catches and 73 yards while appearing in 33 plays. Moore got some inside work as well, hauling in a catch for 12 yards on 10 snaps from the slot.
Floats one left into the end zone, and Elijah Moore's got it! That's a Jet touchdown!
Moore is a great separator, averaging 3.75 yards of separation on his receptions out wide and 2.93 yards of separation on his catches when he lined up in the slot. This week, Moore and the Jets will line up against a stingy Bills defense that ranks number 1 overall, number 1 against the pass, and number 1 in scoring.
All right, it's time for another Opponent Talk series here on JetLife. The Bills come to MetLife Stadium, so we welcome in Bills team reporter Chris Brown. Overall, the Bills have had a very good year from our perspective, picking up where they left off. But what happened last weekend in Jacksonville through your eyes?
Yeah, just kind of playing down to their level of competition. I think Jacksonville came in motivated to knock off, one of the contenders in the AFC, and as Coach McDermott said afterwards, they just didn't match that intensity. They are dealing with some injuries on the offensive line. I think it compromised a lot of what they wanted to do on the offensive side of the ball in that game. But even with that being the case, you'd expect this team to find a way in what became a field goal game to make a handful of plays and still, eke out a victory. And that just didn't happen. So, yeah, it's back to the drawing board for this team. And I think they learned that they can't take any team lightly in this league, despite what lofty expectations they have for themselves here in 2021.
Chris, what have you seen from Josh Allen this year after a fantastic season last season?
Yeah, I mean, his numbers through 8 games are pretty comparable to what they were last year. So it's not a huge change for him in terms of performance. I would say that he does still fall victim to trying to do too much when the game isn't going the right way. He fell victim to that last week. I mean, he came into last week's game being very responsible with the football. So I'm expecting a Bills offense getting back to the grindstone in practice this week and coming out a very motivated bunch on Sunday.
For Jets fans who don't know, this Bills defense atop the NFL in total yards allowed per game in a lot of statistical categories. Chris, what have you seen from this Bills defense and what's allowed them to play at such a high level? And if you're the Jets or any team in the NFL, how do you go about attacking them?
Yeah, this is a Bills defense that, I think people forget because it's a what have you done for me lately league. They were number 2 and number 3 in pass defense. I think they were a top 5 defense overall. And they were in the top 10 or 12 in points allowed. They're back to that this year, and it's due mainly to the continuity they've been able to enjoy on that side of the ball. A lot of these guys have played together 3, some 4 years, so it's just a continuity factor. And you have young players that are stepping into their prime now. Tremaine Edmonds, the middle linebacker, I mean, he's only 22 years old, but this is his 4th year in this defense. Matt Milano is a borderline Pro Bowl caliber player, and that secondary and the exploits that they can do in the pass defense is well documented. But this team is number 1 in points allowed, number 1 in total defense, number 1 in pass defense. They're number 1 in about 7 different defensive categories. They have been the one constant for this team this year.
Awesome, Chris. Appreciate the time. Thank you so much. It's going to be a great atmosphere at MetLife Stadium this weekend. The Jets are back home, and to get the crowd, to get you guys, Jets fans, a little pumped up, let's take a look at this.
This game is about 2 things: energy and discipline. Energy and discipline.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have on this episode of JetLife. We'll see you tomorrow, but real quick, happy belated birthday to 2 people very special here to the JetLife family, Matt Lombardi and Matt Sitkoff, and that's all we have. We will see you tomorrow.